Hey everybody, this is App Trades. Wanted to come at you guys with another stash video. I wanted to get a more in-depth review of my portfolio picks and some changes since I first opened this. So there's definitely been some big changes since January. A lot of things that are getting voted on with the House and Senate and everything are definitely affecting these stocks. It seems to have begun. So I just want to kind of go over things that I'm watching and I'm looking at. Against reiterate stash, you invest in ETFs that are directed in a certain direction. For instance, I have one in raw earth, which is oil stocks or oil ETF. Internet Titans, which is internet tech stocks, money machines, bank stocks, live long and prosper health stocks, and defending America, which is government or defense stocks. So to start off, so I'll start off with raw earth. So one big thing that I anticipate that is definitely going to give the stock a boost in 2017 and beyond is the Secretary of State pick Rex Tillerson, former CEO of ExxonMobil. So this was with ExxonMobil for a very long time, I believe over 40 years, and he's gonna be the next Secretary of State. So needless to say, this is got a lot of huge controversy with it, but more importantly, it's definitely gonna show that there's gonna be some big things happening with oil stocks in the future. Oil companies uh, getting bigger, or investing foreign oil, things like that. And you see Exxon Mobil is the third highest stock in this ETF, as well as other oil stocks. And of course, everything that he'll do for oil companies will affect all these stocks. That's why I think this entire sector is going to do well and perform upwards. Another one I wanted to look in is where's it at here? Sorry, I passed it up. Live long and prosper. This is health stocks. So another catalyst I think for the stock is the Secretary of Health and Human Services pick, Tom Price. He is a Georgia Republican, and he was a longtime critic of Obamacare. And right now it's January 11, 12, 13th, and the Republican Party's already are getting underway of voting of dismantling the Affordable Care Act. So health stocks are definitely gonna take an interesting turn. It could go either way. Basically, if the health stocks switch to some of the plans that the Republican Party I seem to want to do, or with voucher systems, it could benefit health stocks, but it could also hurt them. Under ACA, they were forced to have to do different prices, but they had a bigger base because they had 30 plus million people added on to or added or that got health care because of Affordable Care Act. So now those 30 million might get cut out. So I mean, it could go either way on this. I'm interested to see what happens. But just that guy, Tom Price, being a critic of it, and already they're dismantling it. So it's definitely going to be an interesting play in 2017 and beyond. But I'm hoping that it'll do well. Another one I want to do is money machines, which is bank stocks. So another catalyst for this one, I think, is going to be the Secretary of Treasury pick, Steve Mnuchin. So this guy he worked for Goldman Sachs for about 17 years, where he was the CIO, Chief Information Officer, and he had his own capital management company. And this is a guy who basically worked for a huge investing bank firm and held a very high position. So I mean, right away, I'm thinking bank stocks are going to benefit from this. They're going to get looser regulations. They're going to be able to lend more money out and try to stimulate the economy that way. So I think this ETF is going to benefit from it. and you see Goldman Sachs is on here. Now I'm not saying like Goldman Sachs is going to be the only one to benefit. Like this guy is going to try to do things to benefit all banks to grow the company out. So that's why like when I'm doing these predictions, like a lot of them based on like the political climate and what's happening right now, it's to see what the outcome is going to be, and I'm betting that these particular ETFs are going to benefit from it. And another one, sorry, I'm still getting over a cold. Defending America, so defense stocks. So another major catalyst with this one, and I think this one also ties into oil, and I'll give you more on that in a sec. But Secretary of Defense pick General James Mattis, who only recently retired from the military. Technically, you're supposed to have 7 years retired, but this guy looks like he's going to get away with 3. They had to write new legislation for him, but he had a 41-year career. He was in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Kuwait during the Persian Gulf War, and he most recently served as U.S. Central Command. So I think there's definitely going to be a big play with defense stocks in this administration. I think there's 2, maybe 3 generals that are being tapped for positions in this administration. So that's a lot of military influence right there and power. So definitely going to see some benefit from that with these defense stocks, and also tying back into oil with our Secretary of State pick Rex Tillerson. Like let's be honest, like this, like the oil isn't just made in America. We get it from elsewhere in other countries, and right now there's we have 7 interventions in Middle Eastern countries like fighting for oil, and these generals that are gonna want to get a bigger military, and the Secretary of State want to do more with oil. Like I think those two are gonna tie in together, and it's gonna be a substantial gain for these stocks in 2017 and beyond, in the next 4 years of this administration. And the last one, Internet Titans. I'm kind of using this one as a hedge to some of these stocks that I picked, because assuming that how this administration works out, the decisions they make, and how it affects the stock market, like my decisions could be wrong. Like I'm not predicting the future 100%, but just in case, I have this ETF to kind of help me against it. And the two main reasons why are the 2 top holdings in this account, which is Facebook and Amazon. The reason why I really like this ETF, and based on those individual stocks, Facebook is a huge marketing company. Like people don't understand. They have close to, I believe now, a 2 billion subscriber account, or have subscriber accounts, Facebook accounts, and Facebook sells advertising. Basically, like companies pay them, say, hey, let me advertise my company on people's web pages, and that's 2 billion eyes that are seeing, potentially 2 billion eyes that are seeing those ads, that are making those companies money, that Facebook's just collecting money from. They don't have to really do anything to put those ads up. It's easy to add them on and pay for that service. Also, they do well with acquisitions like WhatsApp, Instagram. I believe the Oculus VR now is going to be like huge in the future, I believe. And Facebook's known for doing very well acquisitions. Mark Zuckerberg catches a lot of heat when he did some of these ones, and people thought they weren't going to pan out, but it turns out like they're making a lot of money for the company, and the stock's been very well so far. And Amazon, Jeff Bezos, phenomenal company in my opinion. Like where I live, especially, like I like this app because I don't live too close to town, so like having Amazon app and like stuff just delivered to me is just, it's like so much more convenient. And it's killing store department stores and like Walmart, and it's only going to continue to grow. Like this might be, like, it's a really bold prediction, but this might be like, and other people kind of think it too, but this might be like the first $1 trillion company, Amazon. It's just one of those things that just like is so convenient. People love it. They're growing in other ways. They don't just do the selling products. They have the Alexa home integration system. They're doing drones for deliveries. I mean, Jeff Bezos, he has his own private investments, something like Blue Origin, if I remember right, which is like a space space investing company, or whatever it is. I think it's private though. But those two alone are reasons why I like the stock. But you also have Google, Netflix, or sorry, not Google, Alphabet, Salesforce, PayPal, Yahoo, and other internet stocks that do fairly well. Yahoo, not so much recently, getting a lot of flack, but um, it's a good hedge and a good reason why. And I think tech stocks aren't going anywhere; they're only going to continue to grow. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys that video, just like on the political climate and like how it's affecting my decisions and how I think like these long predictions are going to pan out. Um, I think raw earth and defending America are play together. Oil and defense, and then money machines and healthcare are gonna play together, just with like regulations loosening up and seeing how it's gonna pan out in the future. One ETF I might add in the future, I'm thinking about, is Wireless Wonders, and I want to pair that in a sense with Internet Titans. This ETF seems to be doing well. It's heavily weighted in Verizon, AT&T. You can see they're each 22%, and the next biggest one is T-Mobile at 4. So it's a huge drop from those companies, but data is only going to continue to be more and more in demand. That's just fact. Like, it used to be a point where you would pay for mobile, or you'd pay for calls, you would pay for text, you would pay for data. Now plans like mobile and data come free, and it's really just a data plan that you're paying for. Like, it's to the point where everyone's got a cell phone, everyone's using data, everyone's uploading stuff constantly. Social media is so huge. Like, people live their lives through their cell phones, and that's kind of one reason why I do these apps, financial apps, because you could enhance your financial portfolio all through your cell phone. You don't need anything but your cell phone, and you could stay one step ahead of the game in front of everybody else. So depending how these ETFs play out, I might add this in the near future. We'll see. But I'll let you guys know on that. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a more in depth on some of the things I'm looking at with this app. So far, so good. I like it. The automatic deposits, the fees are really low. I just touch on them. Each ETF has a fee. Here you go. Expense ratio. You can hit the little I. You should be able to hit it. There you go. Expense ratio. Expense ratio represents the fee charged for holding that particular investment. The fee covers all operational costs of the investment manager professional who is managing the underlying investment. So anything under 1% is really cheap, and this particular ETF is 0.14% fee for this. So I mean, like, this app is so cheap. And like Acorns, it does fractional sharing, so you're not paying the full price for these ETFs. You're buying the fractions of them, but they trade exactly like the ETF, so you get the benefits of that. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Again, I apologize for my voice. I'm sure it sounds awful. I'm getting over a cold. But if you like this content, like and subscribe. I'm going to try to keep updating this for you guys, letting you know how it's going. Leave a comment if you got the Stash app and you're looking at certain ETFs that kind of go against what I'm saying, or that run along the same lines. Let me know, and we can like share our ideas and help each other out. So you guys have a good night.